O'clock in the UK. It's 1 o'clock in the afternoon in New York. It's 2 o'clock tomorrow morning in Tokyo. In Montreal, it's 1 o'clock. Las Vegas, it's 10 in the morning. And then St. Louis, it's 12 o'clock. That is your time check. Hello and welcome to this week's Monday Meetup. And it's a bank holiday Monday. We've had the Easter weekend. And for a change, it's not been too bad, to be honest with you. Today has been absolutely beautiful. The sun is out. It's nice and warm. What more can you want on your weekend? Welcome along to this weekend's meetup. It's going to be fun. It's going to be fun. We've got things to talk about. I've got to tell you, though, I'm going to be struggling today because Debs is at home all today, where she's normally at work until about now. And she is cooking a chicken and sweet potato curry. And the smell is wafting up the stairs. And I have to tell you, it's really smelling nice. So I'm going to be, lovely. It's one of those on me today. So how are you anyway? If you're in the chat room, say hello. Don't forget to let me know where you are. And if you're watching this on the replay, hello to you too. And don't forget, let me know where you are. Clock on down in that description and tell me what you're up to today. What have you been doing? Andy Merritt, hello, how are you? Getting 2 loads of washing dried. I'll tell you what, it is a thing, isn't it? Because you're thinking to yourself, is it going to start getting damp soon, or is it still all right to leave it out there? I know the feeling because we do that ourselves. You're eating lamb casserole with leftovers from yesterday. Sounds good to me as well. Nick, hello over there in America. How are you doing? It's good to have you with us. How has your weekend been then? Have you had a good weekend? Here in the UK, it's a bank holiday weekend. I've done nothing really. I'm really behind this weekend. Normally, I'll be getting busy trying to get things sorted for the next week's videos. This weekend, I've done absolutely nothing. I've been sat at home. I've watched a bit of telly. You took the kids on an Easter egg hunt, did you, Nick? Oh, haven't been on one of them for ages. Am I allowed to say this? I know I've been trying to get my weight down, but the truth of the matter is I've had an Easter egg. I did share it with Debs, though. I had half of an Easter egg last night and 2 little bars of chocolate. So diet's gone a bit out the window. And today I was starving, right? I won't be having dinner until after this. So I've been starving. And she had hot cross buns down there. So I've had a hot cross bun as well, which is not good for me when I'm trying to lose weight. So everything that I've done wrong this weekend. So from tomorrow, I'm going to try and be good and, back on track, if you like. Hi, Chris. How are you? It's good to see people jumping into that chat room already. If you want to be a lurker, though, that is absolutely fine. You stay where you are. You had 1 egg and left 1. That means you got 1 for tonight, though, doesn't it, Andy? That's pretty good. If you're wondering why I'm looking over there, that's where my computer monitor is. That's where I'm looking at the chat room, because on my phone, it's so little, I can barely see it. Is that the sun belting in my window? It absolutely is. It's beautiful. It's funny in this house, all day long, this room is really dark because the sun's over that way. And then when it gets to about 4 o'clock in the afternoon, the sun sort of peeps around the back of the house. And so at this minute, it's pretty good, to be honest. It's rather nice. I didn't say widow, or did you? Oh, yeah, you said it. I haven't got widow. No. Yeah, so the sun is peeking round. It's really quite nice out there. It's funny, I've waited all winter to buy these big lights. Now I don't need them. Although I do use them when I'm filming a video, because generally I try and do a video first thing in the morning. And first thing in the morning for me is around 7 o'clock-ish. And so I try and do it, and it's always a bit dark in here then. So the lights do come in useful for that. But this time of night, you don't really need them because it's nice out there. Hi, Dave. How are you? I don't know that it's been a heat wave, but I'll tell you what, it's been rather good. It's been lovely out there today. I did actually get out for a walk, um, just a small walk around the block. And I came home and went back to bed, and that was me done for a couple of hours. So I'm full of the joys of spring, if you like, at the moment. James Chavez, how are you? You saw a different version of Harvey, did you? Shadow 1945. Hello, how are you? Welcome to the chat room. It's nice to see a few people getting in here. Quick question for you. Have you enjoyed the community tabs, the community tab, put my teeth back in, since we started it last week? I want to thank Chris Pomfret, Neil Sparkstron, Jim Wood, Burnt Reynolds, and Coffee Walks and whatever for using it and leaving their messages on there. It's been good to see them. It's been fun to look at it and see somebody else putting stuff on there rather than me. I put a few polls on there this week just to kind of get people used to using it. Don't forget, if you are a subscriber to the channel, you are more welcome to go on there and post in the community tab. If you don't know where it is, all you have to do is go to the home page for this channel and click the button community, and it will take you straight to there, and you can start posting and letting us know what's going on around here. That's good for you. Steve Vowles, hello, how are you? I'll tell you what, it's been a good Easter for me, to be honest. It's been rather quiet. Devon W, hello. It's good to see you all getting in the room. It's been a quiet weekend for me. I hope it's been good for you. I've watched a bit of telly. I've been watching a bit of telly. I wasn't fooled at all on April Fool's Day, which is it's a change, because usually I get fooled all the time. I'll fall for anything, me. Anything anyone's saying, I generally fall for it and get taken in. It's the innocent in me, I think. Either innocent, naive, or plain stupid. I'm one of them three. But this time round, no, I didn't. And it was good for a change not to be fooled. I was just trying to think. I was pinch punched, though. Does that still count? We pinch punch in this house, and I get far too much joy from winning it than I should do at my age. But I won one and lost one in the house this month. So next month I've got to get my game up a bit. Deb's got me in bed before I was even out. I'd got up, made a cup of tea, brought the tea back to bed, and I sat down, put her tea at her side, put tea at my side, and she bloody pinch punched me. You wouldn't believe it, would you? I'll bet there's a few tourists down there, isn't there, Steve? Yeah, it's the first weekend of the year, and I'll tell you what, it couldn't have been nicer around here in the day anyway. It's been a bit windy. I don't know if you're further up the north in the UK than I am, but here we had a little bit of wind the other night, but it's been pretty lovely out there today. I suppose you could do with all the different time zones, couldn't you, Andy? Never thought about that. But I always thought that with April Fools, you've got to do it before 12 noon. It's that thing, and I don't know that you can go after. We miss Storm Dave. I did watch a friend of mine who's got a channel here. He's in Blackpool, and they had a lot of wind, and the sea was blooming coming over the top of the pavement and that on the Esplanade, and it was, whoo. But I tell you what, I did enjoy seeing it. I was born on the coast. I've spent the majority of my life on a seaside town, and I love watching the sea. There was a year when I lived in Weymouth, where we lived in a flat on the seafront, and it was great because you could look out the window every day, and as you looked over onto the beach and that, it looked different. The sea, everything changed, and it always looked different every single day, and I loved that. I wish I could live on a seafront again. Let's have a look at who else is here. Matt Rogers, hello, how are you doing? Jonathan Brewer's in. Good for you. Nice to see you. Devon, thank you so much for that. It's very kind of you for saying that about my content. I'm glad you like it. This year, my content's a bit different to other years because I'm trying a lot of different things. Because last year, I was a bit down. It wasn't so clever last year. But we're doing all right this year. Things are picking up. And I've tried a lot of different things. But we've still got a way to go. But thanks for your kind words. It's really appreciated. My voice sounds like Ozzy. Ozzy Osbourne come from the Midlands. He didn't come from anywhere near where I've been or where I've lived. I've been to the Midlands. I can't say that. I think it's just because you're in America and we all sound the same over here. I know all about that. Right, what else am I looking at here? Just checking everybody. Steve, the old jokes are all the best, aren't they? I just saw that. So yeah, had a few videos out last week. What did you think of the review video of the films and what I watched in March? If you're British, I can say this to you. I don't think I'll ever be Barry Norman. I'm never going to be that good in there, but it was fun to do. It's done better. That I actually thought the video wouldn't do very well. I've got to be honest. I thought it would be. I thought my performance in the video isn't going to rate an Oscar. I thought it was a pretty dull sort of readout of my favorite of my videos that I watched last month. But it's doing quite well at the moment, to be honest with you. It's had a few views and it's given me hope to do it again at the end of this month. I've already watched this will give you a clue as to what I've been up to this weekend. I've already watched 5 films so far this month. So I'm in front of where I was last month. I'm going to try and keep it to about 15 because I think a 15-minute video is long enough, to be honest with you. I think it can go a bit long and boring otherwise. But I've never tried doing a review video of videos like that, of the films that I've saw. It was fun to do and it was different. Excuse me. I've got a notepad here like this, right? This one's empty because I'm waiting to write notes on it. But I used a page for each one of the films. So I was doing loads of scribbling to write down what I've thought about them. But I kind of like to add, Andy, I do like to add a bit of the proper film to it. They were only short little bits, weren't they? It's a bit like if I'd play a record and a song on a music video. Even if I can only get 5 seconds of it, it gives a flavour of it. Do you know what I mean? And so I tried to do that with the film. I've seen other people talking about films, and you're right, they do get pulled up on it and that. So yeah, I just thought I'd give it a thing, and I thought I did, and I found there's another great thing about this fast internet thing I've got now. The thing is, if I upload it and there's a problem now, it's only where it used to take me an hour and a half to upload a film. If there's a problem, I have to take it down. I used to have to wait an hour and a half. But if there's a problem now, I can take it down and upload it in less than a minute. So it's brilliant. So I've only got to go back into the editing software and take something out and put it back up there. And it makes life so much easier now. I didn't realize at the time, but yeah, brilliant. Neil, hello, how are you? Yeah, I think audio is probably more risky than video. It was fun. It was really odd how I did it. I think I'm going to do it differently this month because I kind of forgot the first few programs that I watched, the Dallas Buyers Club. I struggled to remember exactly what that was about when it got to the end of the month. So I think what I'm going to do this time is, like, I've watched 5 films already. So probably one day in the week I'll just film about the 5 of those, and then do another video and another video. So every time I watch a little lump of them, I'll try and get them out of the way so that at the end I haven't got to try and remember all the way back to the beginning of the month, because my mind is getting increasingly bad and my memory and that. Let me see what's going on over here. The fastest Indian. Is that about a motorbike by any chance? Do I take notes as I watch? No. I kind of, the way I look at it, Andy, I try to do a very brief outline of what the film's about, and then how I feel about it. I don't talk about, well, I suppose I do. If there's fantastic videography of, or whatever they call it, then I'll talk about that, because I do enjoy a beautiful picture. But for me, the story is the main thing. I know it's probably why I'm not so overly keen on action films, the Marvel films, and all that kind of stuff, because they're all about action and I prefer story. So the films that I watch tend to have a story to them. I've been watching a few older films, films that I haven't seen before. I mean, last month I watched Day of the Triffids. I've watched a film yesterday from 1947. I'll give you a spoiler though. I watched Easter Parade yesterday, because that's kind of a tradition in this house. I've got it on DVD and we watch it every Easter. So there's going to be a little review of that. And I kind of think that I'm going to like it before I even start, because I watch it every year. Yep, the motorcycle. I thought it was. See what I mean, Andy? You kind of. I watched a film yesterday, right? That's going to be in the thing, and thought it was brilliant. I really liked the film. And Debs went, "You do know we watched that last year, don't you?" And I'd totally forgotten I'd seen it before. And I do that a lot. She said, I'll put things on the telly and record things to watch on, if there's something on Freeview or something, and I want to record it for the telly. So I'll put it on, and Debs will go, you watched this. My worst one was that I put a film on, not a film, on a telly series on, or an episode of a series or something or other. And she went, "You do realise we watched this the night before last, don't you?" I'm terrible. I'm absolutely terrible. I forget so many things. So doing these reviews of the films is a struggle for me, looking back a month. So I'm going to have to break it into little things. I've already written notes out. You may not see for one of them. And so I'm kind of doing that a bit at a time and seeing how it goes. But I'm glad that it's had as many views as it has, and it's done better than I thought it would. And I'm very pleased that some of you enjoyed it. That's really great for me. Thank you. Project Weaver, how are you? Good to see you. No, I didn't see the Day of the Triffids in the 80s. What happened was, I watch a channel called TPTV, Talking Pictures Television, and they sent me an email and said that Day of the Triffid was on their encore page. And I'd never seen it before, and I had a couple of hours to kill. So I put it on and watched it, and disappointed is the only word I can think of for it, to be honest. What's Merchant Ivory? I have no idea. I have no idea what Merchant Ivory is. I'll have to check that one out. Shout out for the Quatermass experiment. Do you know, I think I saw that. That's a long time ago, Steve. I tell you, I think you're going to look down on me when I tell you this. Andy, you've just said that the BBC did some really good dramas in the 80s and 90s. Well, the other week, Debs wanted to watch. Oh God, I've even forgot the name now. It's just been on the telly, the Bennett sister thing. I can't remember it. Can't even remember the name of it. But Debs wanted to watch it, so I thought, oh yeah, all right, we'll watch it and I'll sit through it. And I got so engrossed in it because I do love an underdog story. And we ended up one night binging it. I think we watched about 6 episodes of it one night on the telly last month. The other Bennett sister, I think it was called. But I got so entranced by it because I love an underdog story, and she was an underdog, and I loved it. I couldn't believe it. I kept saying to Debs, I didn't think I'd like this. I didn't think I'd enjoy this. The other Bennett sister, that's the one. I thought it was brilliant. I absolutely loved it, and I would watch that again. It was something that I really didn't fancy watching. In fact, I didn't tell Debs about it coming on, but she saw it on the phone. Someone had messaged her about it, and then I ended up having to go back because we'd missed 2 episodes. So I ended up putting it on iPlayer, and we watched them back on the iPlayer thing. And we watched the first 6 episodes in one lump. I just thought it was absolutely brilliant. That night, I didn't even want to. I was like, "Should we watch one more?" And she went, "But I've got to get up at 5:30 in the morning," so we didn't do it. But that's the kind of thing with it. It was out of where I liked to watch TV programs because I thought to myself, that's going to be just a woman's program, isn't it? But it wasn't. It was brilliant. I really enjoyed that. I'll tell you what I don't like about the BBC. It just, to me, it seems like box ticking telly. To me, I just can't watch much of it. I watch the odd thing on there, but every time I look at it, box ticker, that's a box tick, that's a box tick, and I can't be bothered with that. So I try not to watch too much on there, but I do when there's something worth watching. Watch TV play with Donald Presence. I don't know that. I haven't seen that. 1 hour photo by Robin Williams. But do you know? I think that's. I don't know whether I've seen it or not. But if I've seen it, it's one where you get on edge with it. Do you know what I mean? If it's the one that I think it is, I felt quite on edge during it. I think I see it years ago. It's not a newish one, is it? Obviously, because Robin Williams has been dead for yonks. But back in the it was in mid-90s, something like that. OJ, Deb, hello, how are you? Nice to see you. It's nice to see a few coming in. Donald Pleasance in the film Great Escape. Now that you're right, Jonathan. Robin Williams in Good Will Hunting was absolutely superb. I love that film. It's probably one of my top 10. Oh, I didn't realise my Debs is in the chat room. Hello, Debs. How are you? How's that food going? Because I can smell it from up here, and I've got to tell you, it smells lovely. So my Debs is in the room, so I've got to be good now. I've got to behave. It's not going to be trying to be my normal self. I've got to be good because she'll only moan at me and go, "You did look like a fool, you know." So yeah, we had a conversation. I've got to tell you today, right? Me and Debs went over to the shop. We walked over the shop, and because I can't get back, we end up going in the cafe or in Greggs or what. There's a cafe upstairs in our local supermarket, and there's a Greggs downstairs. And we're sitting in there, right? And you ain't going to believe this, right? Debs went up to the counter and I fell asleep sitting in the seat in Greggs, right? And she had to wake me up. But we got to talking, right, about food. And not so much food in general, but food that we used to have when we were young, back in the 60s and the 70s, and the different things that there were. Dinner's going well. I'm pleased to hear that. And we were on about food, right? And we were talking about the things that we didn't have. And I was telling her that I never had pizza until I was about, I don't know, 16, 17, maybe later than that, probably even 20. And I can remember someone gave me a bit of pizza and it was a thin one. And I ate it and I thought it was like eating burnt cardboard. Didn't like it at all. I'm not a big lover of pizza now. It has to be really thick. And I wait for your laughs of hysteria when I tell you it has to be really thick, like me, and with pineapple. It's the only pizza I like. And I've tried, but I just can't get on with it. And we were saying about takeaway food. I had a my first McDonald's was, I was about 16 or 17. And my cousin took me to the one in Seven Sisters Road, which is in North London. And I said, what have you eating here? Because I was used to just having like a normal hamburger with a couple of onions on it. So he went, get yourself a Big Mac and have a root beer. And I'm going, root beer? What's that? It's not alcohol, is it? He went, no. Get yourself a root beer and have yourself a Big Mac. And I can remember the joy of the Big Mac. I can remember eating it and it was like going into another world. And it was like, wow, look at that. And then root beer. Oh, man. If there was ever a drink that has taken me over in the first second, that first little sip of root beer and I was gone. I just loved that. So, do you know what I mean? It was just unbelievable. And yeah, we had in the UK, we had a thing called a Wimpy bar. There is still some about, you know, a Wimpy, and I had to laugh the other day. I saw one of the menus from the 60s in a Wimpy bar, and it was so dull. So dull, it was unbelievable. The food, you see, Britain, we talk about our food, but British food's rubbish. It's dull, it's plain, it's boring. It's only the influence of everybody else in the last 30 years that we've started to do something to our food and make it eatable. Because do you know what's really funny? I said to Debs today, when I was a kid, we used to have lamb on a Sunday so often because it was the cheapest meat. And now, do you know what? It's probably one of the dearest in England. It's really, really odd that. There's a Wimpy in Felixstowe as well, because we went there. And I'll tell you what they did have in the Wimpy at Felixstowe when we last went there, which is a while back, a couple of years ago. They have lime milkshakes, which I love. But yeah, favourite. Chris, you've never had root beer. I'll tell you what it's like. It tastes like Germaline smells. If you don't know what Germaline is, it's stuff you used to rub on cups and things. But root beer tastes like Germaline smells. That's the closest I can get to it. But I loved it. I absolutely adored it. A&W is my favourite. There are lots of root beers out there, but A&W is the one that I looked out for. I love that. Absolutely, I don't like crisps. You're right. Yeah, root beer is brilliant. Cristiano, welcome. Hello, how are you? We're talking about British food. You like a full English breakfast. You don't have it over there. Full English breakfasts are nice. But you know what? I love a full English breakfast. I love the bacon and the sausages and all that. But it always leaves me with a greasy taste in my mouth. And so every now and again, I'll say, Deborah, I really fancy a proper breakfast. And she'll make one. And it's lovely eating it. But I feel like it's got this leftover taste all day. It doesn't matter where I eat it, it's always the same. It seems to linger with me the rest of the day. Root beer does not taste like dandelion and burdock. Not at all. It doesn't even taste like Dr. Pepper. I'm so glad that Debs doesn't really like it as much as I do. Not that we can. I'll tell you what, it's really hard to find root beer. I stopped going in McDonald's for almost 2 years when they stopped serving root beer in the UK. I withdrew my support of that company because they withdrew root beer. I hated it when they did that. I'm just looking over here because I'm just checking out what you've all got to say. Yeah, so, and then we were on about school dinners. And I loved school dinners. Everybody moans about school dinners, but I thought school dinners was great, especially the puddings. And we used to have this thing like a chocolate pudding, right? And they had green custard that they'd pour over it, and it was lovely. Or they had pink custard that would pour over it. That was nice too. And we had things like sago pudding and tapioca, things that you shouldn't have really liked because they look disgusting, but I absolutely loved them. So we had this conversation, right? We managed to get this conversation, the two of us. I might kick you out. Eat broccoli, like custard. Don't see the problem myself. I could do that. No, Devon, they don't do root beer in the UK in McDonald's anymore. It's absolutely disgusting. But yeah, so we had this conversation. We were talking about the foods we have. And I said, I don't think I had an Indian meal until I was about 20, which would have been 1980, probably later than that. I might have been older than that, because we had this thing in the UK called Vesta curries, and they come in a box. And my mum would, I can remember telling my mum about it when the advert came on telly, and she went, "I'm not cooking any food out of a box." My mum used to cook everything from fresh. So they had. Debs was telling me she liked the chow mein. They had the chow mein. It's still available, you know. It's still available, and I bet it still tastes terrible. So we never had that. We would have. My mum and dad liked English food. My dad liked something that I couldn't stand though. My mum would make it in for a treat, and they were called chitlins. And when she was making them, they stunk the place out, and they was the most horrible, awful looking thing, and they stunk to high heaven. And my dad loved them. It must have been something that they had in the war when there wasn't much meat about, and they'd have to eat other stuff. But he loved it. He liked all that stuff, and my mum would make it for him, and it was like, ugh, I couldn't stand all that stuff. So it's really funny the things that you eat. Harris, hello, how are you? Blue Nun, yeah, that takes me back to the 1980s, if anything does. So yeah, it's the food that we had, we didn't know. I mean, I didn't have an Indian till I was in my 20s, and Chinese was not a thing that we knew anything of. We knew of them in the 70s because of Vesta, as you've been talking about. We knew of like the Vesta chow mein and the curries, but we'd never tasted them. And my mum and dad didn't want to know at the time. It's funny, as they got older in life, they started eating them, would eat it like I do, just love it. But back in the 70s, we just had no idea. Our food was so... Oh, Debs, you haven't burnt the rice. God, stuff these days, eh? Camp coffee. Do you know what? I don't drink coffee, but I do drink camp coffee. I've got a bottle downstairs, Andy, but I don't drink it warm. I put it in the bottom of a glass and just fill it up with milk, and it's like a milkshake, really. But yeah, they changed the bottles on Camp Coffee a few years ago. I like the smell. It's chicory in it, I think. I do like the smell. What made John Inman? That's right. It came in a bottle like HP sauce, but now it comes in a plastic bottle. It's not the same. It still tastes the same, but yeah, I drink it with milk and like this size glass with Camp Coffee, just mix it all up and that, and I quite like it as a cold drink. So yeah, so we've had a day of talking about food, the food we had when we was growing up. What's a backward step, Andy? I'm missing out. What am I? Oh, putting it in a plastic bottle, I take it you're talking about. Yeah, it's probably cheaper. Yeah. Ugh. Hedgehog and cucumber flavored crisp sounds absolutely ghastly. I'm not a crisp lover, to be honest, and Pringles and all them sort of things. They don't do much for me. So if we ever have them in the house, Debs and Noel polish them off. Milk bottles are horrible these days, aren't they? Do you know we had a milkman for a lot until I don't know 2004, 2005, and then he just stopped coming. Gave us no warning whatsoever. Collected his money one day, and we never ever saw him again. So the milkmen have gone. We don't have them anymore. I liked a milkman. I liked having fresh cold milk first thing in the morning. That was always great. We have got fridges. We still have fresh cold water. But milk, fresh cold milk. Blah, start again. But milk lasts forever these days. I have to wonder what they put in it to make it last as long as it does. We still do have ice cream trucks passing through streets. We have one that comes here in the summer, and every time I hear that little bell, I want to go. I used to rush out, but I couldn't run now. But I might miss it more this year. But I used to you get a plastic thing, you fill it up with the different ice creams, and in the bottom they had a gobstopper. Love that one. Don't know what it's called. I usually just point them, I'll add that one, and they come. But yeah, do love the cream egg. You're eating Taste Wax here. I haven't had a cream egg this year, but Chris, I watched Jacob Rees-Mogg and his daughter Mary doing a taste test on Easter eggs yesterday. It was hilarious. I watched. He had it on YouTube, and he's got a channel on YouTube. And if you don't know who Jacob Rees-Mogg is, he's the most upper class man you could ever think of. And he did a whole video yesterday. He is a politician, but he's very upper class, and he's the last man in the world you expect to be someone who was doing a video, doing reviews of different Easter eggs. And I just thought it was really funny. Debs knew that. Pep palm oil. Yep, it's changed. He was. I'll tell you what. I like him. I can't help saying it. I do like him, and he does. What I like about him, he doesn't ever go overboard, and he takes time to explain something. Also, he's very even keeled, very posh. I've got to say, but I don't mind him actually. To be fair, but he's not in Parliament, so he's not one of them that's doing us. Overthinker 81, how are you? Good to see you in the room. Screwball, that's it. Well done, Neil. I could not, for the life of me, think of the name of it. You know, when you're talking and trying to explain it to someone, that's what I was just doing. I'm thinking, what's the name of that thing? It's a screwball. Absolutely well done. Well done. Oysters, yeah, oysters. If you're wondering if you've come into a food thing this week, overthinker, it's kind of carrying on a conversation that me and Debs had when we were sitting in a cafe this afternoon, talking about different foods and things that we haven't ever ate. Fab, Jonathan Brewer, Fab. That's the one with the hundreds and thousands on the top of it, and I loved them. They was pretty good as well. Chocolate cigarettes, Harish, yes. Used to go around there like that, pretending we was grown up, 4-year-old with a cigarette in, trying to think we was grown up. Those were the days, eh? I didn't like the chocolate cigarettes. I liked the white ones that when you bit into them, they tasted like chalk. An oyster is like a wafer shaped like an oyster, and you open it up and they spray ice cream into it, and then they put the lid on it. So basically, it's an oyster shape, if you like. But that's what that is. So yeah, when we was kids and we had them, it was such fun. You used to have all them. We had this. I've got this story. If you're in any other country than the UK, you may not understand this. There used to be a chocolate bar, dark chocolate, called Bournville. And when I was a kid, I would have been about 6, I suppose. And they did this advert, right, on the telly. And I've never forgot it. I mean, my sister hasn't either. It used to go something like, you'd show them eating the chocolate and they'd go, for adults only. And where we lived at Burnham-on-Sea at the time, Steve will know where I'm talking about because he talks about the Ritz, which was the picture house. It was dead opposite our house. Opposite our flat, sorry. And underneath the flat, there was a sweet shop, Mr. and Mrs. French. And me and Deborah, my mum would give us a shilling, 5p, proper old money. It was a shilling between us. So we had 6pence each to share on some sweets. And I convinced my sister to give me her 6pence so that I had the shilling, so that I could buy the bar of Bournville because it was a shilling. And then when I got it, I told her she couldn't have any of the chocolate because it was for adults only. And I kept it to myself. What easy. I was so pleased with myself. And she said to me recently that for all of the rotten things I did to her when I was a kid, that's the one that she remembers most. Did I like it? No, I didn't, Andy. I didn't like it at all. It was really bitter and that, and it wasn't that nice. But I was so proud of myself for getting my sister to give me the 6pence so that I could at least buy it. What am I looking at here then? What am I looking at here? Where are we all? Rice paper. I haven't thought about that for ages. It was, you'd put it on your tongue and it'd melt on your tongue, wouldn't it? I love flying saucers, I still do. Flying saucers with the sherbet inside them. Do you know what? We see recently a big thing like that, a plastic thing full of them. And I'll tell you what, God. Do I remember Maynard's? Yeah, it was about 4 shops along towards Warburton's garage, wasn't it? On the same side of the road. But they had wine gums that Mrs. French's sweet shop didn't have. Do they still make soda streams? We bought a soda stream once for Christmas back in 82, 83. Thought it was great. You'd make your own Coke. It tasted horrible. Tasted total naffness. We bought all these different syrups. And once we'd used the gas up, we never bought another one. And that was it for the soda siphon. That went in the bin. We never bought that no more. It's funny the amount of things, isn't it, that you go and buy and they get used for 5 minutes and never get used again. On the top of our fridge, we've got no end of stuff that I've bought. I bought a waffle maker, right? Must be 3 or 4 years ago, because I like waffles, and I said I'm going to buy a waffle maker. They'll be great. We'll have waffles all the time. I think I used it for maybe 4, 5 times and never used it since. And it's sitting there up on top of the fridge, waiting for another use at some stage. Let's see. I bought some Milky Bar, mate. How can you make it? My mum used to say to me, she'd buy us sweets and that, and she wouldn't let us have them. And I'd go, "Oh, come on, mum, let's have it. Well, let's have it. You've got it. It's only sitting there." And she used to go to me, "The longer you wait, the longer it will last." And I went, "No, it won't. I'll eat it quick." She went, "Yeah, but if you have it later, if you had it now, it'd be gone. But if you wait for it till later, it will still be there." My mum had a way of convincing me I couldn't have things right now. Space dust. Oh, I loved space dust. You'd put it in your mouth and your head would go nuts, wouldn't it? The things that we talk about on this program, do you know what? There are people out there who will watch this live stream and just think that we're completely nuts, because there are people out there who do live streams, and they teach you stuff, and they educate you and make you know things better, and then you come to mine and we just talk cack week after week about films and music. Today it's old food and sweets and stuff like that, but it's so much fun, isn't it? It might be Tucker's Garage. I forgot. Time goes by, Steve. I know I'm on it. Wallbutton's Garage. Yes, that was it, but it wasn't there, was it? Tucker's sat back off the road. I remember now. See also Juicers. Yep. I had a thing for making smoothies, and I still probably would, but we killed the machine in the end. That was the one thing that I did buy that I loved. Nostalgia is comforting, isn't it, Dave? I love talking. Me and Debs can have these conversations, that can go on for hours and hours, talking about stuff that everybody else has forgotten. Oh, Devon, if you want to talk about old sweets, we can do that. Parma violets. Oh no, I hate Parma violets. We had some in the house here, and I left them for Debs. I couldn't eat them. Didn't like Parma violets at all. See what I said? Debs liked them. But yeah, they started doing, how you get the tubs of sweets at Christmas, like Quality Street and that. A couple of years back, I say a couple of years, Debs will correct me, it's probably 10. They started doing them tubs with all the old sweets, like Pressures and Love Hearts and things like that. And I can't believe the Love Hearts. They don't say nice things anymore. They don't go, "I love you." When you give a love heart to someone when you were 5 or 6 years old and it's got "I love you," you feel like you're giving like the biggest bunch of flowers to the world. Now they're so namby-pamby sayings on them. They ain't even worth buying anymore. They're completely ruined. Speaking of which, talking about Love Hearts, Dad had an amusement arcade and he built a sex test machine, right? And it used to have a trigger on, not a trigger, it was like 2 bits of thing, and you'd get hold of it and you'd pull it together and it would start a solenoid and a little clockwork thing would go all over it and it would light up and it have all these sexual sayings like fickle and amorous and red hot. Sayings that people just don't say anymore. I wish we still had it. I really wish we still had it, because it was just brilliant. Yeah, fickle, amorous, bashful. That was another one. Bashful, you're back. And you'd go on it, and people would go on it, and they'd put their penny in the thing and pull this button, and the lights would all flash on and off, and you'd get bashful, and you're like, "I want to be red hot." So you put another penny and you pull it and it just keep going around, and all of a sudden the light would come on red hot and it was like, woo. It's funny the things you think back about, isn't it? I just right. What else am I tell you? Harris, we was talking about that today. Bernie Inns. Bernie Inn was the only restaurant I think I went into up till I was about 25. I tell a lie that we used to have this yearly trip to London where my mum and dad would take us to London and they'd take us out for the day. And there was up by Piccadilly Circus, there used to be a cinema that was just cartoons. And we'd go in there in the day and then take us to, I was telling it to Debs today, I can't think of the name, Aberdeen Angus, I think it was, a steak place. That was our big meal out. And then they'd take us to the Palladium to see a show. And it was something like Des O'Connor, something really dull and drab. And I can remember heckling Des O'Connor and getting told to sit down by mum because I stood up and shouted, "You're rubbish." I was about 8 at the time. But yeah, there was never like that sort of stuff. We never really had all of that. Harvester, I kind of Aberdeen Steakhouse is still but that was like, wow, never see something like that with its red signs and all that. It was really flash in the day, and so we used to go there. We used to get taken there, but it was like a once a year treat. There was no. We had a cafe in Burnham called the Sea Spray. And at the time, it seemed so exotic because they had one of them coffee machines that goes shh, and we'd never seen that before. And now every coffee shop or cafe in the world has got them, haven't they? But I can remember they had one of them in Burnham when I was about 7, and thinking, "Wow, what's that?" And they'd put a cup under it, pull a thing, and they go. Well, I don't know how I've drifted away into this. Wimpy Burger and chips on the Saturday afternoon. Yep. Dino, when I was a kid, right, a 7-inch single, because I'm older than lots of you, Steve will remember this though. Singles used to cost 6 and 7 pence, 6 shillings 7d. And the reason they were 6 and 7 pence was because you could buy 3 for £1. And I know, because as a kid, every pound I ever went used to go into Josham's and I'd spend it on 3 singles. Every week, if I had £1, that is exactly what I'd do. Yeah, so this has been a fun one tonight, hasn't it? We haven't really talked about anything other than old stuff. You're probably right, James. Love Hearts have been censored, and for the worse. And for God's sake, if you're an 11-year-old and you can't give an "I love you" love heart to the girl with the ponytail or the pigtails, that's a bad thing, isn't it? Little Chefs were terrible. It was, you'd go on in them days. When I think of a Little Chef, I think of the A303 or something going down to Salisbury from London, and you'd go into a Little Chef, and it was always the same old fried food. It always tasted horrible, but it was lovely because you could get out of the car before motorways was about. Where we went, we'd drive from London to Burnham-on-Sea, and that was like a 6-hour drive before they had the M5 in the UK. So you'd end up stopping in a Little Chef, and it would taste horrible, but it was great because you got to get out of the car. The other thing you used to do was have a picnic on the side of a road. If we was going on a long journey, we'd pull over into a lay-by and sit on the grass and have a picnic. Absolutely, Steve. Josham's was my favourite record shop in the world ever. It was a funny one though, because you had to walk through a sports shop to get into the record shop, because it was owned by a person who had a big sports shop on the front. And I can always remember you used to walk in through the door and then turn to the left, and walked through the sports shop into a little room, which was the record shop. I loved Josham's. It was just lovely. Oh, I've got to tell you, do you know what? I've got no idea what I'm going to do for a video tomorrow. Normally, I think about it over the weekend and I get a video ready. I film it Monday to go out Tuesday. But because this weekend I've done absolutely nothing, I haven't got a video for tomorrow. So I get the feeling we might not have a video go out tomorrow unless I have a brainwave or you have a brainwave and go on that community page and give me some ideas for videos for tomorrow that I can talk about in 5 minutes without having to do lots of edits and just make fun and be done with it. That's the situation for a video tomorrow. I've got no idea. So whether there's a video tomorrow night will depend on you, or whether I have a brainwave between now and then. And there's no river by us, as far as I'm aware. Thanks, Devon. I'm glad you've enjoyed this tonight. It has been fun, hasn't it? Jonathan Brewer, I do love a ploughman's lunch. And a couple of years ago, me and Debs went to a pub on the side of the river in Malden in Essex. And we went in a pub and we had a ploughman's, and there was so much cheese and stuff on it. We ended up wrapping the cheese in like the tissues that comes with it all and brought it back, and the cheese lasted us for about a week. There was so much, and it was the best ploughman's I've ever had. My Life with Debs. Oh, I think it might be of interest to all of you that's in the chat room who have been asking for her to come into the videos, but I'm not sure that the World Wide Web is ready for a video about me and Debs. There was a pub not far from here. It was closed down. They were doing some. It dust, Dave, doesn't it? Just there was a pub not far from here in a little village that had. We used to go there for a ploughman's lunch, and they had a beautiful garden in there, and you'd sit out in the garden with ploughman's love, and you'd sit there, and sun would be shining, and it was just perfect. They're just perfect little pub. But I went to take my sister there last year, I think it was last summer. And when we got there, it was all shut up. And it was saying they was having work done, but it looked like it was completely left. I think out in the villages, pubs are having troubles to last these days. Scampi in a basket, prawn cocktail. God, let's go back to the 80s, early 80s, and eat like kings. This has been a different one. I don't think we've ever talked about food on this channel before. We end up talking about music or films and that. I don't think we've ever had one where we've gone back and talked about food. Where did all those baskets go? I don't know. I haven't a clue. Me and Debs do exercise together, because if I can't go out with Debs Dell, I don't go out, because I ain't confident that I can get home if I walk too far. So she comes out with me for my walks, and I have to put my arm through her arm sometimes to keep me standing up, because I'm as weak as a kitten and pretty useless these days, if the truth's known. So I wonder what that is. I'm looking at the chat room, and there's a new symbol on there between the name. It looks like an ironing table, right, with an A next to it. I've never seen it before, but it's on Debs's name, so I don't know whether it's just made for her to go. I must need some shirts doing or something. There's like an ironing board, honestly. You believe this? And it's right next to Debs's name, but also Andy Merritt, I've just noticed. So I think it's an ironing board. Telling them that I'd got some shirts that need ironing. Black Forest Gatto. Oh yeah, love Black Forest Gatto. Still do actually. Is the hour up? It is already. Wow. Blimey, our hour is up. Thank you so much, everybody. Tonight has flown by. It's been absolutely superb. You guys, your interaction is brilliant as always. If you want to carry this conversation on about food and all that stuff, anyone who's got photos of things like menus of the 70s and that, if you can find some on Google, have a look around on Google, find some photos or some photos of food from the 70s that we used to eat. Go on the community tab and start posting them. So, you know, so that when I've had my dinner tonight, I can have a look and see what you've got. So there's some ideas for the community tab this week. Put the naffest food that you ever ate on there. The things... Anyone who can find a picture of a Vesta curry, shove it in the community tab. Let's see all of the food from the 70s that we thought was completely exotic. It was pretty dull when you think about it. Thank you so much, everybody. This has been a hilarious night. Great fun. I will see you again very soon. And if anyone can help me come up with an idea for a video for tomorrow morning, that would be good too. I'll see you all. Ta-da now.